Hello, dear students. Myself, Dr. Nirav Soni, and today we will discuss about the Gujket chapter, paper number 1, 2021, question paper number 1. Now, look at over here. The human chromosome 1 has most gene. The answer is 2968. And Y has fewest gene. Y has fewest gene is called 231, respectively. Now, second one. In which body part of female Anopheles mosquito gametes of parasite plasmodium fertilize and develop? Your answer should be gut. Because the gut body part of female Anopheles mosquito, gamete of parasite plasmodium fertilize and develop. Now look at over here, third question. A snake bite of injection. Your answer should be directly, you can tick mark of the option number C, passive immunity. In the causes of snake bites, the injection which is given to parasite contain perform antibodies against the snake venom. This type of immunization is called passive immunity. Now, contact inhibition is the property of which cell? It is property of normal cell. Now, fifth one, uh, choose the correct option according to given columns. Trichoderma polysporum. Directly, you can take the cyclosporin A, which is responsible for the organ transplantation. That's why P, which contains C, which contains C which contains 2. That's why option number D, correct over here. Now, sixth one, choose the correct one. Correct the sequence of the substance obtained during the sequential process of sewage treatment. Now, first is called primary sludge. This is present in all options. Then effluent, then flocks, then anaerobic sludge. Option C should be right over here. No need to write necessary to all types of event. Only choose the correct word. And some elimination method is also helpful for the getting a good marks. Question number 7. As a biological control, baculovirus are pathogenic which organisms? Question number 7. Insects and other arthropoda. This control, it is controlled by the baculovirus. Now look at over here. Question number 8. What is Y, what is Z, and what is X? Now X is equal to the foreign, this is called foreign DNA. It is clearly mentioned in your NCERT, foreign DNA. Y, it is called recombinant DNA. And Z is called transformation. This is called transformation. That's why option number, you can choose the option number B and C among the option number B is correct over here. Foreign DNA, recombinant DNA molecule and transformation, not transduction. That's why these both are eliminated over here. Now look at over here, question number 9. In RNA, the enzyme beta galactosidase result of inactivation of gene for the synthesis of which enzyme as RNA as rDNA is inserted within the coding of sequence of an enzyme beta galactosidase. That's why it is an insertional inactivation because blue and white colony you already studied in your 12th standard. That's why option C should be right over here. Now look at over here. This is very most timely question in every time they should ask PCR because the PCR technique there are only 3 steps: denaturation, annealing, extension, and amplification. Option A should be right over here. Now, look at the question number 11, statement 1 and statement 2. ELISA is based on the principle of antigen-antibody interaction. It is a correct statement because the ELISA is the identification of HIV test. An infection of pathogen can be detected by the presence of antigen by detecting antibodies is synthesized against the pathogen. That's why both statement correct over here. That's why option A should be right. Now, alpha-1 antitrypsin, only choose the correct one. Alpha-1 antitrypsin nowadays used to treat the emphysema. That's why option B should be right over here. Now, question number 13. RNA interference take place on all eukaryotic organisms, the cellular defense. That's type of complementary double-stranded RNA. Now, look at over here. Question number 14. Choose the correct statement of Allen's rule. Allen's rule. Mammals from colder climate, they have shorter ears and shorter limbs have to minimize heat loss. That's why The mammals from colder climate generally have shorter ears and shorter limbs because the minimization of heat loss. Now look at the question number 15. Logistic growth is expressed by which of the following and quiz following equation? Logistic, that's why dn by dt is equal to r and k minus n upon k. Option A should be right over here. Now question number 16. Which of the species plant employs sexual deciate to get the pollination done by species B? This is called Mediterranean orchid. Now look at the question number 17. Species era relationship was given by a which scientist? Your answer is Alexander von Humboldt given a species era relationship. This is the graph S is equal to CAZ. Now Amazon rainforest is big out cleared for the cultivation of which plant? For the cultivation of soybean, for the cultivation of soybean, crop Amazon rainforest is being cut and cleared. That's why option D should be right over here. Now look at the question number 19, statement 1 and statement 2. In the many culture, tracts of forest were set aside and all the trees wandered within the venerated and given total protection of river to sacred groves. In Meghalaya, sacred groves are the last refuges for a large number of rare and threatened animals. So which one is correct? So statement 1 is correct, but the statement 2 is not correct because statement 2 is not appropriate also for the statement 1. That's why for sacred groves, first statement is correct, but second statement is not. Second statement is not appropriate also. That's why option C should be right over here. Question number 20. Select the correct sequence of the structure developed Penicillium hydra spongina in a sexual mode. Now look at over here, Penicillium. Directly you can tick mark the option number C because Penicillium shows the chlamydia, hydra budding, exogenous budding, and sponges endogenous budding. This is called gemmules formation. This is called Porifera phylum. Which phylum? Porifera phylum. Now look at the question over here, 21. Select the correct option of this for seasonal breeder. Seasonal breeder. It is the chapter number 1 question. It is very easy question. 20 number 1. Dog and sheep. Seasonal breeder. They all are seasonal breeder. 21. B. Your answer should be E. Question number 22. Match the following organism and neocytes. Neocytes always it Neocytes is always choose the correct one. So housefly, fruit fly, butterfly, and rat. So option number housefly, housefly which contain only housefly which contain 12 chromosome. Fruit fly has 8 chromosome, 1 and 3. 1 and 3 over here. That's why you should choose the option number B. Study the following statement. Study the following statement. Question number 23. Pollen grains of many species cause several allergy and bronchial infection for chronic respiratory disease. Statement 1 is correct. Pollen grains are rich in nutrients through the pollen kit. Nowadays, it is used in England and athletes. Carrot grass can come to India and contaminate the imported rice. So, which one is correct? Statement 3 is incorrect. That's why option 1 and 2 both are correct over here. Statement 3 is incorrect. Now, Haploidy. Of this functional megaspore, female gametophytes and nucellus and MMC. Nucellus is called 2N. Megaspore mother cell always 2N. Functional megaspore N and female gametophyte is called N. Yeah, that's why your answer is C over here. Now look at over here. Identify the following figure. Identify the given figure. Question number 25. The first is called coleoptile. Whenever you see the diagram, directly tick mark on the label and then after you can see the option. That's why it is a good manner. It is helpful for your NEET examination or GUJCAT examination. Now look at over here, 25, option number D, coleoptile. epiblast and root cap. It's called epiblast, and that's one is called root cap. Question number 26. The entry of oxygen and water into seed and during the germination are facilitated by. The answer is micropyle. Micropyle is the region where it is present in the seed. Now look at the question number 27. The correct sequence of embryonic development at various months of pregnancy is given below. Choose the correct option for the correct sequence given. You can see here there are four options. The first movement of fetus, the fetus development of limbs and digits, the embryo's heart is formed, and body is covered with fine hair. Which one? Sequence order. The heart is formed in the first month at the 4 week. Now, the developments of limbs and digit, and then after first movement of fetus, body is covered with fine hair. That's why option D should be right over here. Now look at over here. Placenta acts as an endocrine tissue and produces several hormones. Choose the correct option. There are only four hormones which is responsible for the pregnancy maintaining hormone, which is released by the placenta. HCG, HPL, progesterone, and estrogen. Now relaxin, it is a hormone. It is secreted from ovary. It is clearly mentioned in your NCRT. Now look at the question number 29. In the male, the normal fertility of X sperm and must have the normal shape and size, and Y sperm must show the rigorous motility. The answer is maximum 60% and minimum 40%. That's why option at least 60% and at least 40%. At least. That's why option A should be correct over here. Now look at the final question. Which of the following is part of a oviduct and joined to uterus? Answer is isthmus. Now look at the question number 31. Choose the correct option. Full tense of PID. What do you mean by PID? Pelvic inflammatory disease. Not a infection, not a pregnancy inflammatory disease, not a pregnancy infectant disease. Your answer should be pelvic inflammatory disease. Now look at the question number 32. Choose the correct option related to non-medicated IUD. Non-medicated IUD, it is lips loop. This is a hormonal IUD. This is called copper-based IUD. Select the incorrect option of ART. What is ART? Assisted reproductive technology. Assisted reproductive technology. IoT is the incorrect. The embryo is up to 8 blastomers, not 8 blastomers. More than 8 blastomers. Yes or no? More than 8 blastomers. That's why option A should be incorrect over here. Which characteristic features dog flower plant so the incomplete dominance? The color of the flower. Red rose multiply white rose. When we combine that's why it's called pink rose. Now look at the question number 35. You can cross the codominant skin color multiple AA BB CC. When you cross with the small a b small c, this is called polygenic inheritance. Then we combine together, this is called capital A small a, capital B capital C small c. That's why it's called intermediate skin color. This is called capital A small a, capital B capital C small c. Now look at the question here. What is X, what is Y, what is Z? According to our figures, choose the correct option. What is X? This is called parthenogenesis process, not a mitosis. Parthenogenesis, not a meiosis. And this Z is called meiosis, and this Y is called mitosis. So parthenogenesis, Y means mitosis, or Z means meiosis. Now look at the question number 37. Link gene of HbA1I and HbA2 are located on which pair of chromosome? It is pair on 16 number of chromosome. Now following the statement, bacteriophage lambda 5386 base pair, 4.6 10 to 6 base pair. This one is correct. Human DNA haploid, this is called 3.3 10 to 9, 6.6 10 to 9 base pair is also correct, but his 5386 is wrong here. It is clearly mentioned in your NCRT. That's why option A is incorrect. Only statement A. Now choose the correct for conclusion of Hershey cheese experiment. Hershey cheese experiment, there are two radioactive substances we can use, sulfur 35 and phosphorus 32. Phosphorus we are targeted into the DNA, and sulfur we are targeted on the protein coat. That is why no radioactive sulfur 35 detected in our cell, because sulfur is not a nucleic acid. It is not a responsible for hereditary information. Only nucleic acid passed to generation or offspring to offspring. That's why radioactive S35 is detected in supernatant layer. You can see here this supernatant layer. That's why option C should be correct over here. And last one, a segment of DNA coding of peptide, polypeptide structural gene transcription unit is called cistron. This is your whole question number paper 1, Gujket paper number 1 we are solved today. Now you can you can see this video. If you are like this video, then you can share my video with your friends and subscribe my channel. Thank you, students.